Hi everyone, I hope you are all okay. In this video, we are bringing you out various activities programs at Mundy House. The key people behind the activities, the key activities in here. Mundy House has lots of activities every day. There are some good activities bringing to our residents emotional, physical well-being. One of the key person is behind our activities is Louise Ferguson, who is with us today. She will just elaborate what activities she is doing for our residents and how she get the resources for that and how we bringing out our residents skills every day. So it is really entertaining. Hi Louise.
Hello Josi.
Yeah, so please just tell us, your various activities programs at Mundy House. How do you plan a day? How do you interact with the residents? So it will be really beneficial to other people know what is happening at Mundy House.
Hello, I'm Louise Ferguson, one of the activities coordinators. And my daily task at Mundy House is to ensure that all residents are happy in a safe environment. At the end of the day, I go home and they've got smiles on their face. Sometimes activities of all different forms, shapes and sizes. It can go from exercising clubs to knitting classes, to knit and natter, to book reading. You name it, we can do it at Mundy House.
Louise, can you please share a bit about your role as the activity coordinator and what inspired to work at Mundy House?
What inspired me was to work at Mundy House, was to be able to get involved with all the residents and become part of Mundy House family. And also to get to know them on a level, not just as a resident, but just as my friend and family figure. They've come quite close to me through the work we do, obviously because I work with them every day. And I also had learned now to be able to know when they're sad, feeling happy, or just feeling a little bit under the weather, and I try and pick their spirits up. And once I get a smile on their face, that is the perfect thing for me. I know I've done my job good and I can go home with a sense of pride at the end of the day.
So please share with us some of the daily activities our residents enjoy, and how do you decide which activity you include daily? Yeah?
On a daily basis, what I'm going to do with the activities, but my first look of the day is to actually check how the residents are, how they're feeling in themselves, and I adapt to my job accordingly. Some residents might get up in the morning, they might be a little bit sleepy, so obviously they don't want to be doing dancing and exercise classes. So then you have to work around that and think, what can I do that will make them happy? So I put on some nice music, I might do a little bit of knitting, might be a bit of reading. During the afternoon, once they've had their dinners and etc., they start to sort of come a bit more alive, and that's when we might do exercise classes along with quite upbeat music, and just get everyone smiling really. That's the main reason I do my job, is to watch the residents smile.
How do you tailor these activities to meet the diverse needs of our residents, the different interest of people? So how do you meet that needs?
Obviously, to meet the needs of each different individual resident can sometimes be challenging. But once you get to know the resident and you start to get an understanding of how they are in themselves, what they're capable of, what they're not capable of, you then adapt to what they can do and can't do. It's a learning curve. It's like coming up to you when I wouldn't know you, or vice versa. You have to learn to know what that person's capabilities are and non-capabilities before you pursue any sort of activity with them. People I've had that can hardly move their hands and that actually been knitting with me, but it's just trying to show a way, an easier way or a little bit of assistance, and anybody in this care home can do an activity.
So how do you feel yourself? You've been recognized at Mundy House. What support are you getting from the management and from other staff, from even residents? Can you please explain?
I get a sense of pride coming into Mundy House every morning. Every day is different. Not any day is the same. I get a lot of feedback from families, which gives me a massive sense of achievement and to feel proud. Also, management are always standing by me and are helping me even when I need a little bit of extra help. But actually, the fact to come into Mundy House and be able to work with the residents is a privilege in itself.
Can you please tell us, how this job, or especially you are doing activities, how it impact you personally, how you are happy, or how you find personally this job, especially because you are very close to the residents when you do activities. It could make you real impact on you.
I find this job has a real impact on me, not only personally but also emotionally. My day doesn't just consist of being an activities coordinator. My day also exists of going round to make sure that each resident in their rooms is able to be assisted feed. It's same as having the children at home. You need to know that they are watered and fed. I make sure that I have time for these residents each morning, lunchtime and supper time to make sure that they're getting the necessary foods and drinks that they're needed. Sometimes when they're not eating or they're poorly, I don't just leave that at work, I take that home with me. So I suppose really it does get to you, and sometimes it gets to me and hits me quite hard. I don't think any carer could go home and say that they don't think of a resident or they don't worry about how something's getting on. You always have that in the back of your mind. But the satisfaction that I get out of coming in every morning, making sure that the residents might have found it difficult to have something to eat, but they've managed, they're there, and I've told them I'm proud of them, and I get that smile. That is perfect to me.
I understand, there are staff and residents and even families, volunteers supporting you with several activities. How do you find that, And also, do you get feedback from staff and residents, how do you see that? Do you get, good feedback from the residents and the families? And then, based on that, do you plan something else for them, yeah?
I have a lot of feedback from not only staff, but residents as well. I don't just have the feedback from staff and residents. The residents are my family, and so is the Mundy House team. We all work together. If I need some help, they're there to help me. If I need some advice from a resident, they're there to give me advice. And not only that, when we have parties such as the Valentine's party that's just been and gone, we all celebrated together, both workers and residents. So really, I class Mundy House as a complete home environment, a loving environment, somewhere to come to and feel safe, happy, and somewhere to be able to go and say, can I do this today? And we make that happen. So yes, I do get a lot of support from both ends, and I appreciate this very much. Thank you.
I know you are very innovative to doing many activities. So what are the new activities you planning for this year? So I know you're taking residents to the local library and afternoon movie show and things like that. So what are your plans for this year to get more and more innovative programs this year?
My goal is for understanding residents' needs, trying to find out what they can and can't do this year. Monthly planning and weekly planning, so we'll have a board to write down what is going on, what activities are going on and when. Community engagement, where everybody hopefully can get together and join in, not just myself and the residents. Well-being, making sure that the well-being of the residents, the well-being of the family members is met to their needs. Obviously, I don't want to do an activity where they're going to be upset, so we all need to work with that resident to make sure that their well-being is 100% priority. Staff and family is important. It's not just about the residents. It's about staff being able to acknowledge the families, be able to talk comfortably about the resident or their loved one in Mundy House care, and also for me to understand what can go for that resident and what can't. Sometimes it can be a little bit challenging, but with a lot of patience and a lot of love and care, I think we can achieve anything at Mundy House. So for the last bit, I'd like to be able to do for this year is have a lot of involvement with the residents, doing knit and chatter, reading book club, bingo. They love a bit of bingo, everyone can be a winner. We've also got some new facilities in our new activities room. We have a projector where we've got a wide range of films and viewings, so they can have a variety of a load of different activities during the day that keep the residents stimulated and hopefully go away with a sense of they've done something happy today. And thank you most of all for your support, kind, caring and commitment, and also helping me on the days that sometimes I struggled and telling me I can do it. Because at the end of the day, I wouldn't have got where I'd got now if it wasn't for the support of yourself, Josie, and the rest of the team at Mundy House, so thank you.
Thanks for watching
Our YouTube channel.
Heart of Care Mundy House.